Jay here for Stretford, Paddock. Manchester United 0, Chelsea 0. Not a game for the neutrals, not a game for the United or Chelsea fans, if I'm being brutally honest. But with us is a neutral. CheekSport's, Joel. Thanks for coming back on the channel when he's not jumping in on the watch along.
Yeah.
Joel, what did you make of that game? Just from someone who didn't have a dog in the fight, I mean, it wasn't the most exciting one, was it?
I'll be honest with you. Watching like football as I do up and down the country and commentating on it, I thought it was boring. No, honestly, it was boring. I thought, don't get me wrong, I think United, had a little bit of life in like the last 20 minutes of the game, and I thought, oh, you never know when Cavani came on, amazing first touch. Besides that, him warming up was probably the most exciting thing, and Maguire giving one of their players a bear hug.
Aspilicueta, who I can't pronounce. Yeah.
Aspilicueta, yeah.
Thank you.
Your pronunciation's a bit mad still, Jay. You got to sort it out.
But yeah, that was like one of the most exciting parts of the game. Marcus Rashford had a couple of chances. Mendy, what did you make of him? Like I said, he saved for Marcus. Looks like a decent sign of Chelsea and a player they needed. And a couple of moments.
he is. But let's be honest. It's Chelsea Football Club. You're supposed to have a decent goalkeeper. Yep. I mean, I'm not. They're not going to win the league now because they got Mendy. That's the type of goalkeeper they should have anyway. So I think they're in a poor situation with that, because if, for example, something happens to Mendy, he gets injured or whatever, then Petr Cech's going to have to come in.
I saw we were watching the game. You were sort of off camera, and Paul Pogba came on. You were making a couple of comments about Pogba. 1 minute you're like, oh, what's he doing? The next minute, actually, what did you make of him when he came on?
I thought he had a really good game when he came on. I think I like to see him take control. My problem, and it's not a problem with Paul Pogba, but what I hate is, as a football fan, I'm an Arsenal fan, but there's players that you want to see. There's players you want to see do well, and I desperately want to see Paul Pogba do well as a footballer, because I think he's very talented. Sometimes I just don't know if he's, do you know what I mean? If he's really doing what he should do. Like, a couple good moves today, didn't hold on to the ball too long, nice little passes. I just want to see that a little bit more regular, because I really think he's a talent. And today he came on and he did a good job. He controlled it a little bit. Normally it's Bruno that's kind of like taking the game by the scruff of the neck. Today, he tried to get into the right positions, etc. I think he was brilliant. And I think Aaron Wan-Bissaka was really good defensively. I think attacking, he could have been a little bit better. But I think, he was good defensively as well.
No, I agree. I think everyone says that about Paul Pogba. I'm a massive Paul Pogba fan, but I think that level of consistency is something nearly every United fan will admit to. That's one thing we want to see. Okay. And, I want to see him personally back in the team, starting again.
Yeah, why is he not starting? I think you guys let us know in the comments what you think.
Yeah.
Why is he not starting, honestly?
I mean, it looks like it's a tactical thing with Ole. He likes Fred and McTominay. He seems to like him for certain games. I think he may have been wary about Chelsea, and he's like, listen, we lost our last home game 6-1. It's like, I'm not saying he went for the draw, but maybe like a little bit safer today, being a little bit safer.
Jay, we got to listen.
Is that good enough?
No. Like, look, I know you're not arguing with me, but I'm arguing with you.
Go on.
Yeah. I don't understand, right, with the level of talent that someone like Paul Pogba has, for you to be using him as a substitute type player. Do you get where I'm coming from? Like, he's either playing in the team, because there's no way we were doing that with Patrick Vieira back in the day. I know Arsenal fans always talking about it. That's true, and I don't see Paul Scholes being used like that. Probably against Inter Milan when he came on as a sub, in 99. Yeah, I watch football. I know what's going on. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't remember Steven Gerrard being used like that. So for me, it's the biggest shock ever. Like, you see Kevin De Bruyne being used like that. They're playing Liverpool.
You make a good point, and like my only sort of, if I'm trying to think of like what is Ollie's thinking here, and I can only guess, I'm thinking that Paul Pogba didn't have a great start to the season. Admittedly,
so he's been dropped.
United, it's of course been dropped. I mean, he came on against Newcastle, he came on against PSG, so he's not like he's not fit now for me.
Yeah,
for me, it's tactical. I think Ollie's thinking, I want to shut up shop in midfield a bit. We're up against Jorginho, Kante, quite physical. I want to win that battle, so I'm going to go with Fred and McTominay, who are a little bit more sort of gritty than Paul Pogba. And I'm not justifying that. I would have preferred to have seen Paul Pogba starting today, or if not him, I would have preferred to have seen Donny van de Beek, who didn't even get on the pitch.
He was. I know you guys all saw that picture. Do you know what I mean? He looks like he's fuming.
On it. Like,
do you reckon that's because, first of all, he wasn't like one of the original picks, and also at the same time, that comment he made a couple of weeks ago, do you reckon he's getting a little slap for that?
I don't know if it's necessarily a slap. I think Ollie's maybe being a bit patient with him, and I think he's going to have to lump it. It's like, Ollie's the manager. Listen, we've got options in midfield. You've got Bruno, Pogba, and also you throw Fred and McTominay into the mix. Van de Beek, for me, will get his chance. I think he will. It's a long season, and you watched United last season. I know you watched a lot of United. We ran out of steam, especially with our midfielders. Bruno was dead on his feet. Pogba looked dead on his feet. And then, we didn't have a different creative
Pogba hardly
midfielder.
played until the end.
I know, but the game's caught with us when we went on that little run as well in Europa. But again, I want to see players like Van de Beek starting. I want to see players like Paul Pogba starting. I'll just wrap it up now. I'll ask you a little bit about Edinson Cavani. Little cameo from him. What do you make of him?
He's going to do well for you guys.
Yeah?
I mean, all you got to do is feed him. I think there was an opportunity where I saw, I can't remember who it was. It was Greenwood who played the ball into him, and I was even surprised that he latched onto it. And there's not much you can go from, but he's dangerous. Do you know what I mean? He's going to need a few games, etc. But I think Edinson Cavani, he's a brilliant example to the likes of the Rashford, the young boys like Rashford, Greenwood, how a professional handles himself. If you ask the fans from PSG, they'll tell you he was their hardest working player. It might not be an Mbappe, it might not be, like whoever, but in regards to hard work, etc., they love Zlatan, but they also really love Cavani. So yeah, I think he's going to do good for you guys.
One final word as a neutral: who finishes higher, Chelsea or United this season?
It's going to be United, because I think I don't think when you look at Chelsea, I think with all the players that they've got, I don't think they know what to do with them. I mean, Mason Mount started.
Yeah.
They took
it did
off,
seem a little bit like. I mean, you can argue the same about United in a minute, but I get where you're coming from.
They took off Werner and Havertz for flipping.
Was it Mount and Abraham who came on?
I just thought that's 200 mil.
What's
going on? I don't get it. But anyway, guys, Stretford, Paddock. Love you guys. Joel here from CheekySport. I'm supposed to be a guest, but I'm taking over from social distance.
Came in a watch along, came in a preview, now just taking over the fan cam. Thanks for watching the Cheeky Sport show. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.